It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves.
The Heat are out of Miami and into an interconference game. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. It's a single game return to Minnesota for the Timberwolves as they'll look for a boost from their hometown crowd. Winning their last 3 games, they'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And I think for Minnesota, they look ready to make all their fans forget about last season's horrible showing. They've already picked up some impressive victories.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Harris. Curry is out there with Harris. Then it's Cody Zeller. And it's Prince in at the 3 spot. Now here is Harris. Just 5 to shoot. Over Green. Hey, Brent, the season about halfway through. Some teams really starting to sag. How bad do you have to be at this point to start thinking about rebuilding going into next year?
Well, I don't know. It's a bit tenuous, Kevin. Do you start talking about rebuilding or just giving guys on your roster now an opportunity to experience some NBA play, giving them high-level competition? You know, some of the players may be going to Summer League. They want to have a bit of confidence going to Vegas or to Orlando to expand their game. So maybe not so much about a rebuild as it is about gaining experience at the close of the season.
And so it's the Heat hitting on the board first. Rondo kicks to Durant. Inside, Mirotic. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant.
And practically doubling his assist totals over the back half of his career. Durant's a more than willing facilitator. Whatever his team needs to win, he'll do it.
Now here's Curry. Boy, he just disappeared against Charlotte, and they really needed him. There's the feed to Harris. Pick by Zeller. Green against Harris. From deep. And the rebound goes to Rajon Rondo. Miami on defense.
Yeah, and some of that loss was due to a lack of hustle, especially on the defensive end.
And there are games where an opponent gets aggressive. You've got to raise your level of play. They failed to do that in this one.
Here's Harris after Rajon Rondo's bucket. It's Curry outside. And it's Durant with the rebound for Minnesota. They've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. He dishes it to Rondo. There's 1:47 left in the first. Durant with it, picked up by Harris. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. And after Kevin Durant made his decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, he instantly became one of the most polarizing players, it seemed, Greg, in the NBA.
Listen, Kevin Durant has always been a star in this league, but now he's become the story. It's something that he can handle, but doesn't try to seek out. Was able to prove all the naysayers wrong and just having another amazing season.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Tom Thibodeau. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, what he doesn't want is station-to-station basketball. He said, we have to avoid bad habits and keep the ball moving. As long as we don't stand around like we're watching the paint dry, we can score. We'll see if the ball stays in motion tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
As always, D.A. appreciate the good work. So, guys, they want to see their shooting percentage high up there immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're just hoping a few guys get hot. It means a commitment to finding good shots.
Well, they're very driven offensively as a team, so you don't have to worry about guys getting too lazy out there. They're just going to keep working and finding those open opportunities.
And slam dunk by Harris.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
So that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You can see the timing there.
Minnesota with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Prince, the pass to Curry. Here's Harris. Outside Curry. From beyond the arc and then some.
Just effortless shot making from Steph Curry. Long range, difficult shots. They look so easy.
Here's Durant. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that concludes the first quarter of. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success.
There's obviously ways that you can get better.
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
You know, when he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Durant is out there with Mirotic, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Green, and it's Markkanen in at the 5 spot. Now here's Durant. Over Prince. Durant. That's good. Durant's got his first 2 points. Well, Eric Spoelstra known for being a player's coach, but he also isn't afraid to dish out some tough love. With this team in a rebuilding phase, he's had to do that a lot.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is just get the most out of every player on the team, and he lets them know, I'm going to put you in positions, guys, to maximize your potential. Sometimes that can come from tough love, but most of the time it's because they want greatness. That's what the Miami Heat organization is all about.
Now Green, following the miss by Gary Harris from deep. 3-pointer, and with that, the Heat lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Durant.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Harris kicks to Harris. Pick by Zeller. Harris outside. Curry outside. Again, the miss by the Heat. Here's Green. And no good that time. And Miami the other way now. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
And guys, these teams don't see each other too often, but last year they would have liked to see a little bit more of them, the way they were able to take care of their business.
And here's Rondo after the 3-pointer from Stephen Curry. Rondo with it. Guarded now by Prince. Durant against Curry. And that one, good. And it's 7 points for Kevin Durant. Always a fun topic. If you could start a franchise with one guy, who would that be? And a big part of that debate, proven veteran versus young guy with massive upside.
How long is my contract as general manager, Kevin?
Let's say it's a 4-year deal right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the young guy with massive upside.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because if that pans out, my job's going to be 8 years with an extension, and you're hired.
Good, and guaranteed money.
And I'll find the veterans, Kevin, this is an honest point, that want to play with somebody like that. A young player that's drawing that much attention is going to make their jobs easier, and they're probably specialists in what they do, having been in the league that long. So the upside, I'll go with that.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team.
Well, Curry plays with such incredible rhythm and joy, not just in how he shoots the basketball, but really enjoys passing it as well.
Now, here's Markkanen. He averages about 5 points a game. Oh, and here comes Prince all alone. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Rondo against Curry. Green with a screen on Curry. Rondo dishes to Green. Durant with it. And it's, wow, he nails the buzzer beater. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome
Halftime
back,
Show.
folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. For the Heat, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys.
And that's all we can do for
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. We've seen... Miami with the ball. 6-point lead. Brent, one of the tougher things a franchise can go through is transitioning from one era to the next.
Well, the Heat have done a pretty good job, especially with how much incredible attention surrounded the big three that was formed down in Miami behind LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and their franchise player in Dwayne Wade. So most teams blow it up, and it takes 7 or 8 years to get back to any kind of prominence. But with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley in the fold, the Heat have remained competitive and have some young players to build around.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. We've got Cody Zeller. Prince out there with Harris. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Harris in at the shooting guard. Green against Harris. Green kicks to Durant. Markkanen sets the pick for Durant. Off the pick. And then Durant with the dunk.
Crazy long strides there from KD. Once he gets by you on the drive, see you later.
Pick by Zeller. Zeller, a screen on run. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Minnesota.
And the front line carrying the load offensively. They always say reward the big men and credit the guards for getting them the ball and enabling these guys to fill it up.
The Heat leading by 4. Curry passes to Zeller. Pick by Zeller. Zeller, a screen on Green. Harris lays it up and banks it in. Harris has got 8.
And that's a correct way to run the pick and roll. Gary Harris gets a shot right in his comfort zone.
Rondo kicks to Green. To the inside. And it's Durant, that time on the assist from Green. 13 points in the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pick by Zeller. Zeller setting the pick for Harris. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Harris has got 4 this quarter.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
Green, the screen. They set the pick. Durant dishes to Mirotic. To the left wing. 6 to shoot. And good that time.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Well, a few things have become clear with Rondo in the past few seasons. 1, Greg, he needs to be happy with his situation in order to be productive. And 2, he can give you big numbers at times, but he isn't the player he once was on that Celtic team.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's such a hard-headed guy and has his own way of approaching things. If you clash with him, everything goes up in flames with his game. He needs to be on the same page with his coach, and he's running out of coaches who will put up with it. and just enjoy watching Rondo utilize that speed on the drive. Just kind of nice through the defense there and dares you to attack him.
And the second free throw, good. 55 seconds left in the third. Curry passes to Harris. Pick by Zeller. Off the pick. Curry can't get it to go.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Markkanen can't get it to go. The Heat leading by 5. Curry kicks to Zeller. Out to Harris. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Pick by Zeller. Curry dishes to Zeller. Durant with the steal. On the wing, Green. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Green's got his first points of the night.
Boy, if you're going to just hand him this shot, you might as well put a bow on it. Green loves the catch and shoot.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Heat lead by 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. Nope.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. We've got Durant, Green out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Mirotic, and it's Markkanen in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. There's the pick. Mirotic against Zeller. The fader. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, the defense was right up on him, so electing to go for the fadeaway there to create some room, well, that makes sense.
Rondo against Curry. That one good for 2. Curry's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat.
Nice recognition from Steph Curry there. Sees the space to shoot into the paint and then took full advantage.
Rondo kicks to Markkanen. Right side Durant. Drills it from outside.
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
Dishes to Harris. It's Prince on the wing. Fires the 3. Curry with another miss.
Still looking for his shot. Somehow they're winning. They'd like to get him going.
Durant, no good.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Outside Curry. To the inside. Out to Harris. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Mirotic. And the basket by Harris. And the Heat lead by 4.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Green, the screen. Here's Durant. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Love the way Durant just goes after the jugular there. He's used to nailing those game changers.
Harris with it. Now Green defending. Harris kicks to Curry. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Rondo against Curry. Rondo passes to Green. Little turnaround. Durant, no good.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
And sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Pick by Zeller. Harris kicks to Curry. The three-pointer, no good.
I think the D is just fine with those kind of shot attempts coming from him there because he's not hitting anything right now.
Rondo's shot is off. Miami leading by 5. Prince in the corner. Back to Curry from past the arc. Drills it from outside.
Because Steph moves so well, anytime he can get some separation, he starts to feel once he gets the ball, he's going to find some points.
Durant for 3. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Despite a laid-back nature, Durant demands the ball in crunch time. This is why.
Prince outside. Pass to Curry. Picked by Zeller. Curry attacking 14 feet away, and another basket for Miami.
It's not talked about a lot, but Steph is fast, so whether he's firing or passing, the defense is pretty much on their heels, especially in the screen and roll.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're behind by 7. 23 seconds left to play here in the 4th. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Fight all the way through, even to the bitter end.
Rondo kicks to Durant. Money!
Ever since college, it's been like this. Durant has the ability to essentially score at will.
And an intentional foul right there. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Cody Zeller's checked in for Olynyk. Harris comes in for Mbamut. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Hill. And Harris subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
I think it's fair to say at this point that Steph Curry has shattered a lot of the expectations of what great shooting can be. It's a matter of how many years can the guy keep this up.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. 19 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Fight all the way through, even to the bitter end.
Trifecta!
And no problem having Green take big shots in big games. He's been tested.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
The tray. It's hauled in by Harris, and he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Here's Rondo. And so it's Miami winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have to.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it.
Durant needs more help.
The freak shows with the make you feel it all in your toes. Got all my people in red clothes. Down on my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know.